G'day YouTubers, and thank you for tuning into today's video on YouTube. It is of course nearly December, and it's the 20th of November, which is of course Friday, and as you can see, look at the amount of nasturtiums that I planted, and look at that, they've actually turned out to be completely nutty dead, and as you can see, I've basically noticed, look at that, what a massive stack pile of what looks like to be sinking and dead nasturtiums, and then, yes, it's windy, obviously, as I can tell. If the wind is straightforward obstructing my camera, so I do apologise with that, obviously, because, it seems to happen. Anyways, what I'm going to look out for is, as I'm tracking along, across through this backyard garden, we've got some geraniums right here, and yes, I'm making this video on Friday. Yes, Friday is straightforward about it, but let me just have a look at what I'm seeing here. Okay, so that is a lot of nasturtiums. They have all died, and as you can see, they've all highly sunk down to the ground here. But what I didn't even realise is, hey, if I keep on walking around, well, the more I look at anywhere else, the more easily I might start to think of something totally different, and that is, while the nasturtiums are straightforward dying already, I can start to see a massive abundance of seeds. Now, look at that. It's like they've just bared some fruit. Oh my goodness, I mean, look at the amount of seeds that they've actually have dispersed. And sadly, yes, this tomato crop has failed, and as you can see why. Yeah, they're probably not going to survive well during wintertime. Ooh, yucky. Obviously, I think when they're green like this, they get really, really nasty. There you go, there goes my tomatoes here. They've all been completely and utterly wasted. Okay, so, yep, rest in peace to the tomatoes here. They've all failed. I should have worn gloves, because obviously that would have been much more effective against all of this dirt and soil that's just straightforward around here. But anyways, I'm just going to look around here. Okay, so therefore I'm just looking very carefully to see if there's any more seeds that I haven't picked up. Interestingly, I'm just going to look around at every nook and cranny and see if there's any nasturtium seeds that are hiding inside here. I don't know what to really say here. But as you can see, I mean, it's not a good look seeing plants that are dying out. We've got more nasturtium seeds. If they are straightforward already dried, notably, they will start to germinate. But I think if you germinate them way too early, they might die as well too. I think it's probably best, I don't know. There is a complete option. If you plant an abundance of these things, they will straightforward start to, well, how would I say it? Of course they'll germinate. But if it gets too cold, they'll just straightforward die very, very early. I mean, look at that. Look at this, guys. There is just not even, look at that. Just a crazy amount of, nasturtium seeds. That is just massive somehow. It's just crazy because, we've just gone, there's just so much I could really say here, and I don't know what I'm blabbering about because my mind's going a little bit confused at the moment. But, we've just gone through a very long and hot, dry summer. And yes, as we've just arrived almost at the cold, dark depths of wintertime, I'm just going to straightforward see what else is there. We're starting to see lots of nasturtiums. Some of them look like they have been wilted, or actually more like, yes, these leaves are starting to droop down because obviously winter is straightforward coming right up sooner and or later. But that's very much normal for plants during this time of the year. Obviously, it's mainly annuals. Obviously, yes, they are annuals, as you can definitely tell. I'm just going to have a look and see if there's any more seeds that I can finally find. And actually, once you start collecting seeds, it's going to help save you easily a lot much more money. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot of it right here. If you pick the bigger ones, hey, you'll be much more luckier to just straightforward sow as much as you like. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot. You know, what I could have done is try and do a lot more digging and see if I can find if there's any more nasturtium seeds. And wow, it was just, chronically and utterly crazy seeing this big clump of nasturtiums. I should have been wearing gloves, but I'm just too lazy. How about that, hearing that I'm lazy? Right, I'm just going to straightforward clean all of this up before we're going to straightforward carry on doing all of this stuff. Yeah, I think the hot, dry summer that we had so far has produced a massive birthing of nasturtiums. So much so we had lots and lots of blossoms, and that meant after the blossoming came the arrival of some seed heads. How wonderful was that? There was just lots and lots of seed heads throughout that period, and mind you, it was just massive. Lots of them. And if I go around and see, look at that. This here is straightforward crazy, because obviously we are going up towards winter time. We've got a cosmos. As you can see, it looks like it has been dead. And obviously I'm pretty sure, yeah, you know what, hey, I think this plant here will have to be straightforward taken down, because obviously it is dead as a dodo, but I don't know if there's any like seed heads. I can't really tell if there's any seeds on these plants, and as you can see, because of the cold weather, it has basically died. It was a massive success. It was actually quite a highly successful plant to actually grow, and I can actually see another cosmos that has also started to die off. And as you can see, November is of course that time of the year again when, hey, everything has to die off, everything has to go. It's sad, but then, hey, you know what, seasons have to really change. They really do. Obviously, there's a couple of zinnias. That there looks like a beautiful piece of art. Just stunning. I mean, look at that. This zinnia flower here used to be looking oh so good. But what I've realised is that, hey, as I'm just hoping for the winter to be quite chronically dry, I might look forward to see a little seed head. But I think the chances of getting a seed head during this time of year is going to be very extremely low, if you ask me. Lots of zinnias, obviously. We've actually got a couple of more. Zinnia, that there looks like a zinnia seed head. Maybe it looks like it's ready, but I don't think it is. There's more of that there. I'm just going to straightforward trek through across this backyard garden right here. Yeah, we've got some bird food right here that's been lying around. Yes, the birds have been indulging in a bit of food. I'm still trying to find that lid for that bird feeder. But from the time being, hey, I'm just going to straightforward walk around. Yes, we had lots and lots of rain, as you can see why. It feels like, hey, we're going to have like some sort of little pond that I could create. Maybe for like little tadpoles, frogs, toads, whatever. Yes, there's just absolutely everywhere. Yeah, there's more right here. Okay, so I'm just going to pick some more nasturtium seeds, and look at that. Look at that. That is just massive. That is just a massive gathering. Like, I've never ever thought I would ever see this. Look at that. Look at this congregation of seeds. Every time when I go outside, which I don't usually tend to do that during this time of the year, there was actually seemingly going to be a massive succession of seeds. Look at that. This great big abundant seed that I'm just collecting here. It is just crazy. And you can definitely see why have I been so diligent and hard-working throughout, you know, I have to say, hey, you know, I've been working so hard throughout the rest of spring and summer to try and look after these things, especially during, well, obviously, spring and summer. Obviously, summer was the most difficult because, you know, the hot, dry summer that we had so far caused a lot of demand for water because obviously we were running on a drought during this year's summer. But I think the rain has finally topped off everything of what summer has done this year. And again, what is going on? Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look how many seeds that. Oh my gosh. I can hardly say to myself, hey, look at this. Look at the amount of nasturtium seeds. This nasturtium complexion has basically dispersed. Some of them have gone a little bit soft. If they do get really, really soft, well, they're going to get really, really bad. Wow. Look at this, guys. Just a massive, stunning gathering of nasturtiums. Woo! Look at that. I'm not sure how much I can really straightforward film via camera. Oh my gosh. Crikeys. Wow, that is pretty basic somehow. What a massive harvest. And there's a stinging nettle there that I'm going to have to probably dig out because they are really, really dangerous. You know, they're very itchy and they are very stingy. You know what I mean. Obviously, look at that. There's just a bloody gathering of nasturtium seeds. That is just massive somehow. My freaking god. And there's some, like, tomatoes here that therefore they look like they've been encapsulated. I don't know if it looks like physalis or is it tomato seeds. No, wait, they're just fruit. Sorry, I just keep on mispronouncing things. Yes, I'm just picking so many of these goddamn nasturtium seeds because look how many there are, and you can see why they are massively successful. They're just everywhere. This season is highly relentless somehow, and there's also quite a few of them right there as well. And I think it's this zone. Oh my goodness me! Look at that. There's just basically quite a lot of that going on right here. I mean, this is crazy. Oh, what was that? Am I hearing a cat fight outside here? I better hope not. Right, I'm just gonna start. Look at that. I'm just gonna start refilling all of this right here. This is the plastic tub that I collect lots and lots of nasturtiums. I grab most, if not all of it right here. Therefore, look at that. Just so much of it. It is really crazy. It's also quite incredible somehow that seeing all of this just says to me, wow, what a complete abundance of them. It's like working back at a farm, you know, when you just start to collect this. Start playing Minecraft, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to start. Well, before I should start washing my frickin' right hand, what I'm going to do is keep on foraging for seeds. I can highly suspect, hey, look how many there are. This is just massively successful. I mean, look at that. Look at that. There's even more right over there. I mean, right over at this patch. You can see the epicenter has a high concentration of nasturtium seeds. And if I lift everything up, look at this. Look at that, guys. I think I'm going to struggle picking all of this stuff up. Because look at that. That is just massive. I mean, look at the amount of nasturtiums here. This is just wild. I think I need to wash them right now. You know what? No, I think it's time for me to get some gloves. Right. I'll be right back. And I'll just straight forward go and get some gloves. This is just massive. I don't know what to really say. But there's just way too many nasturtium seeds to pick. So many seeds to pick. Man, that is a lot. It is like, you know, I know as I'm making this video it is freezing cold, but I'm just going to start diligently work myself up together. I'm going to start working myself hard, very diligently, because obviously there'll be a lot of people saying, hey, Marvin, you haven't shown us putting up the gloves here. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Just a massive entree of nasturtiums. That has really caught my eye so much. It's interesting that the backyard garden just becomes very much boring, you know, as we go up towards winter. You're never going to see everything and anything these days somehow. Obviously I will be back in the backyard garden if I'm going to be doing like knockoff toy destruction videos and that type of thing. Right, I've got my gloves on. It's not the most perfect I've just done. Right, I'm going to start picking some nasturtiums with my stupid looking hands, because obviously I should have never touched the nasturtium seeds with my flesh, and I'm just going to pick these out. And as I'm making this video, it's like Black Friday. Look at that. Look at this, guys. That's a lot of nasturtiums right here. Now I've also just wrenched out, I've just reached out a dead part of a nasturtium. I mean, look at that. Just bloody awesome. Look at this. Look at that, guys. There's actually quite a lot of it going on here. It's actually quite dark in this area here, because obviously it's quite it's totally encapsulated with a lot of stuff right here. There's actually so much cardboard. I don't know what to really say. Yes, I'll pick up some more. Actually, I might as well bring the tub. with me, of course, because look at that. As I'm going around here, there's just so much of it going around here. It is not funny. My gosh, not even a chance I'll be able to pick them just before winter hits. Look at that. And there's a woodlouse. That's quite cute. Hello. I'll just put you back to nature. It's nice to see a little bit of a creepy crawly activity right here. It might be a bit too cold, but hey, it's quite nice to know that we've got a bit of a woodlouse right over at the backyard garden, especially at that time of the year. They'll just feed on some decomposed leaves. I think that's what they'll normally tend to do. And there's actually even quite a lot more. I mean, look at that. There's just a big bountiful of these bloody little things. There's just so much. Obviously, it's all done to the amount of work that is all done by me. And I'm just going to lift some of these up. Look at that. This is a great big abundance of what I have collected here. You know, one thing I should try and do is sieve away some of the seeds. I should try and shake out, or actually sieve away some of the soil that's actually inhibiting. I might shake it so that the seeds should not be contaminated with the soil. There's actually quite a lot of seeds everywhere as I pick and go. There's actually so much of it right here, and it just keeps on going on and on and on. Oh, crikeys, mate, look at that. Look at this, guys. That is just abundance. Talk about a great big abundance of seeds. There's just a massive pile of them. My crikeys, I might have to straightforward think about, let's just say, separating all of these seeds that I've collected versus all of them. I'm just going to separate the debris. Actually, I should have just said debris. What's wrong with my mind today? Anyways, I'm just going to separate all of the leaves and bits of nasturtium vegetation away here and other unwanted bits, because obviously we don't want too much soil, because obviously the soil could jeopardize the germination time for the nasturtium seeds. I can highly suspect to myself, hey, some of them have gone really, really dry and bad. It's pretty much best if you put them right. Oh, there's an earthworm right here. I tell you what, I find so many weird looking things. Okay, there's just so much of it. And what is that? That's just like a little seed thing from, I'm probably thinking it's a tree. What's that? Oh my goodness me. I think if I keep on wrenching this whole backyard garden apart, there'll be more of it around here. And I am very, very sorry that I've actually decided to kill my nasturtiums here, because they are already dead, because we are already coming up towards this time of the year. I mean, look at that. Just a massive rank. I mean, I think the more you look, every nook and cranny I start to see, there is just so many of it. There's just so much of it around here. I'm just picking around here. Oh my goodness me, look at that. Just a complete stack full of nasturtiums. That is just completely and utterly massive. Look at this big gathering right here. And in fact, there is also another plant that I've also started investing on growing for next year, and that is calendulas. I'm actually going to show you the seeds that I've collected from the calendula. I actually went to Tyseley railway station. I think it was last week Saturday that I decided to go outside, and lo and behold, hey, I did actually see quite a lot of like nasturtium, well actually, sorry, not nasturtiums, but calendula seeds. What is wrong with me today? I don't know what's going on with me, hey, but look at that, guys. Look at that. I'm actually not going to collect that much. Oh, look at this. There's just there. There's just no way it's going to end. So, looking at the rest of this here, it's a never-ending sight to see all nasturtiums having a wonderful time, hey, being submerged underneath the ground while being picked up by a bird like me, who is just completely stunned, but diligent enough to see why there has been so many seeds around here. It is just so crazy. It's almost like, it's almost like a giant apocalypse of something. Not a zombie apocalypse, but you know what I mean. yeah, I'm just gonna separate some of the unwanted bits of vegetation. The soil, I'm not gonna wash away the soil and the dirt because obviously the seeds. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should wash that or, and then I can just put that into a cool, dry sort of area here so that they can straightforward become, well, a lot much more obvious. You know what I mean? I might as well probably leave it here. I might as well leave them to dry. So there you go, that was me picking off the nasturtium seeds. Bit of a horrible job to do because you have to wear gloves and stuff. But I'm going to show you something that's pretty much a bit of a bonus of what's actually inside, right over at one of my drawers or closets. And let me just see what I'm going to show you with. Oh man, right, I'm just going to see what is inside or not. I haven't really worked out yet, but I've actually got like a little jar filled with like calendula seeds. I can't really remember what I'm putting it up as, but yeah, I've been straightforward working really hard just to collect as much. Yes, there's more nasturtium seeds right here. I'm still trying to find out where are the calendula seeds that I've actually plucked from last week. I can't really see it. But anyways, I might as well just probably leave it for another video because, well, it's not the great time to show it for. Oh, look at this, guys. Hey, look at that. Do you remember what I did in the previous video? Look at the amount of nasturtium seeds that I have basically decided to store. I think I've made a total mistake there, guys. I think some of them have actually gone relatively dry. I think they've actually gone wet. Yeah, that's probably not a very good sight to see. What I could have done is probably wash them out. I could have just washed all of these bits of unwantedness away. Maybe I could have just stored them in like a jar. You know, that would have been fairly awesome to put them in the jar and then you can just put them into a cool dry spot. Maybe that's just my first attempt doing this. I do have a second batch of nasturtium seeds that are fresh to grow for next year. I think I need a straightforward next time try even more harder to try and grow more of this stuff. Or maybe that's what it is. Or I can just put them somewhere, you know, I might as well just put somewhere else. Maybe somewhere, you know, a lot much more cool and dryish. Somewhere that's not too warm. I'm just gonna probably put it right over here. No, not that there. I just can't find a place that's actually really good and essential to keep the nasturtiums dry and cool. You know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to put them back. I'm just going to straightforward put these back into a spot. I'm actually quite curious. I don't know which drawer have I decided to store my calendula seeds. I'm actually hardly having trouble finding it. No, can't find it. Right, I think that's going to be about it for today's video on YouTube. So, if you really enjoyed this video, please give this video a very good like. Man, I tell you what, guys, say, there's just so many nasturtium seeds. It's not funny. The abundance of it is just whoppingly massive. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to feel free for it. Yeah, the amount of nasturtium seeds, that was massive, and I can guarantee to you guys, the more I straightforward plant more of these, the more it's going to be like, wow, this is crazy. Anyways, I'm just going to leave this video here. As always, thanks so much for watching. Sorry I can't show you the calendula seeds in the moment because I'm still straightforward on the quest to find it whenever I've got the time here. But yeah, I'll straightforward keep an eye out. If there's any calendula seeds somewhere, I'll try and do so. And I might also try and look after the nasturtium seeds because they do look like they haven't gone dry. They've actually gone so wet still. So I'm gonna have to try and think of a way to make it again. Again, thank you and goodbye for now.